Hey everyone, welcome. My name is Brian DeBoer, and I'm going to give you a quick demo of the Landscaping Accelerator marketing automation platform. It's an exciting new product that's going to help you grow your business. It offers a complete range of tools to help you move your customers closer to the sale, or move your leads closer to the sale. It's probably a better way to say it. So what I want to do is kind of give you a quick overview and show you how this tool works and how you can put it to work in your business. So when you log in, you'll notice that you're on the dashboard page, and all of the navigation here is on the left side. Each of these items represents something different you can do with the tool. This is a demo account called a demo landscaping company that I have set up. So there's no data in here. So the dashboard isn't showing anything very meaningful right now, but just bear with me. We'll take a look, and I think you'll get the idea of how this thing works. So conversations, let's start with that. Conversations is a place where all of your messages that come into the system and out of the system will show up for you. So you're able to communicate with your customers across all of the major channels right here in one place, in one thread. So for example, you can email, text message, chat on Facebook Messenger, send phone calls, receive phone calls, do voicemail drops. You can do all of that from the system here, and everything you do will show up in the middle of the screen right here in chronological order for each individual lead in the system. So that's extremely powerful. So you can receive inbound messages, and you can send them outbound from the system right here. And opportunities is the next item. This is essentially an opportunity board, or you could also think of it as a sales pipeline. And by the way, this is something you can customize if you have a specific process for your business that you already follow. It's not exactly the way it's shown here. When you get your new account, it's going to be preloaded with all of the settings and configuration that you're going to see in this demo for the most part. But anyway, this kind of models the journey that a new lead would take as they come into your business and they move closer and closer to the sale, right? So marketing is the next item. This is a list of different tools that the system has available for you to use. I'm not going to go into detail on all of these items. It would take hours, literally. There's so much stuff that the application can do. But I do want to show you campaigns. That's a pretty important aspect of the tool. And what a campaign is basically a series of communications that you can pre-program and execute for each individual lead. So you can see here we have 6 campaigns already built out in the system. When you get your new account, if you do sign up, you'll get these. They're already a series of emails, text messages, phone calls, all that stuff pre-configured for you. You'll be able to use them and modify them to suit your specific needs, or they might work for you just fine right out of the box. But I want to take a look at campaign number 1. This is a campaign that we would use initially whenever a new lead enters the system, and we want to warm them up, introduce our company, nurture them along, and try to move them closer to the sale. And in fact, the high-level goal here is to introduce the company and encourage them to start communicating back to us. So we're having a two-way conversation with them, and then ultimately to get them to book an appointment on your appointment calendar, which is something else we can do right here from within the system. We provide an appointment calendar for you. So I'll go ahead and click in to campaign number 1, and we'll take a look. So you can see here that there's a series of steps, and the steps are executed in order from top to bottom. So in this case, the first step is to send an email, which is called introduction email. And this happens 0 minutes after the lead is added to the campaign. The second step is send a scheduling link via SMS. And essentially, this is our first attempt to try to get them to book an appointment. Let me just click on that one. We'll click edit and see what it looks like. This is the editing window. You have a preview on the right. This is what the text message would look like. And this is where you would edit that. So if you wanted to change the text, you could just type in something different here. And you'll notice we're making use of these dynamic variables here. So this says contact.firstname. So the contact's first name would be substituted in here in place of this kind of cryptic looking variable. So same thing with the bottom link here. This is a link to the scheduling calendar. So that would be what actually shows up in the message. And if we wanted to, we could type in a phone number and send a test message here. I'm not going to take the time to do that right now because there's a lot to get through. But I think you get the idea. We can do this for email and text and Facebook Messenger, phone calls, voicemail, all kinds of stuff. So in this particular case, immediately we're going to send an email and a text message. And actually, let me change this. The 2 exclamation points means we're going to send immediately. So anyway, we'll send an email and a text right away. And then 4 hours after this step, we're going to execute step number 3, which is to send our second text message. And then 0 minutes after that, so basically at the same time, we're going to send the email. So we send a text and an email, and so on and so forth. We run through all of the steps until the person has received all of the communications. Okay, so let's go back. When we do get them to book an appointment, they'll be added to another campaign automatically and removed from the first campaign. The appointment confirmation and reminders, campaign number 3 is the one I'm talking about. So this one will send them an email confirming their appointment date and time, and then it will send them a series of text messages to remind them about their appointment leading up to the appointment. And of course, you can customize all of this if you want to change any of it or turn it off, or you can even add new ones. You can copy and duplicate campaigns. So if you want to make a backup and then, experiment with how you can change it a little bit without, messing up the original one, you can do that. And it's totally flexible. All right. So like I said, I'm not going to go into all these things. Scheduling, this is where you can find your appointment calendar. So that's pretty self-explanatory. We provide tools to help you with your online reputation management. So obviously you're going to want to pay attention to those 5-star reviews you're getting on Google and on Facebook and maximize that so that you can improve your SEO ranking and, make it easier for your customers to trust you and want to do business with you. Contacts, this is your contact database. So all of the customers and leads that come into your system will be stored here. And you'll have the ability to add those in manually, or they can get added in automatically, or you can do a bulk import. If you have customers, let's just say maybe in QuickBooks or in your phone or some other type of software, as long as you can export that list out of that software to a CSV file, you can then do a bulk import and bring all those customers right in here to the CRM system. So it's going to work for your existing customers, not just new customers. All right, funnels. This is one I get kind of excited about. Many of you may or may not have heard of ClickFunnels, but this is essentially ClickFunnels inside of Landscaping Accelerator. And if you haven't heard of ClickFunnels and the funnels in general are essentially websites, web pages. So think of a funnel as an actual funnel, right? So it's really wide at the top and then it gets really narrow at the bottom. And the idea is that you would pour people into the top and people will drop out at each stage along the way. And the people that come out at the bottom are your customers. And so each stage in the funnel is a different web page. And the idea is to build a series of web pages that walk somebody through a journey where at the end of the journey, they become a customer, or you've got their email address, or whatever your goal is. That's, you could build a funnel to cater to that. And so it's used widely in marketing. And when you get your new account here with Landscaping Accelerator, it's already going to come preloaded with this funnel right here. And you can use this as is or make a copy of it and then modify the copy. Essentially, this is just a 2-step funnel. Actually, we have 3 steps in here, but the third one is a privacy page. I just include that so that you can link to it if you need a privacy policy. You don't have to go find one or build one. But really, this is a 2-step funnel. We're trying to get them to opt in and give us their email address, their phone number, and you can make an offer. Let's just say you're running a Facebook ad to promote some type of offer. You could, when they click the button on the Facebook ad, you could direct them to this opt-in step. And let's take a look at what this looks like. This is what the actual funnel opt-in page looks like. And all you need to do is just add your company logo up here. And then you can customize some of the other things on the page, like your county and your state right here. And your services down here, you can change this if you want. The pictures, obviously, of projects that you've completed in the past. This is the opt-in form. This form is what your customers would fill out and submit when they're ready to request an estimate. And all of this ties back into the CRM. So when somebody fills this form out and clicks Get My Estimate Now, they're going to actually come into the CRM. They're going to show up as a new opportunity in the sales pipeline. They're going to be added to campaign number 1 automatically. They're going to start to get emails and text messages introducing your company and your brand, getting them warmed up, engaging with them, getting them excited about your company, encouraging them to go ahead and book a time on your calendar so you can go out and take a look at the project, and all that stuff. It's pretty exciting. So, it's pretty self-explanatory here, but, we've got lots of good stuff on the page, social proof, some reviews. You obviously would want to come in here and modify these things to suit your business. But that's essentially what funnels are. And one of my clients I just want to show an example of what you could do with this. Eddie Mack Lawn and Landscape. This client has, he's changed the background picture. We've got a picture of his truck getting loaded with an articulating loader here. He's changed the tagline to Take Back Your Saturdays because he's more focused on maintenance in his business. He doesn't do hardscaping or installation work or design work really. And he's modified his services accordingly. As you can see here, he doesn't do snow removal either. So he's got a couple pictures of his own job. So, pretty straightforward. You can do the same thing in your business. Now let's get back to the dashboard here. Now that we know what funnels are, there's a few other things down here. I'm not going to go deep into these things right now. But what I do want to show is what it would look like from the customer's perspective, and so that you can see what happens on the back end here and how this can help your business. So let's just go to this this web page. And by the way, you don't have to just use this this website or a funnel page to integrate with the system. The system integrates with Facebook lead ads. We allow you to build a form in the system. Like this form right here is made inside of Landscaping Accelerator. Right here, if you go to Marketing and Form Builder, I can click on that, and this is my form. If I click on that, I get a preview of it. Website, lead form, these are all the fields. Over here is the configuration. I can specify what URL to redirect them to when the form gets submitted. I can choose which fields I want to use in the form. I can say whether they're required or not required, all that kind of stuff. But this is already all done for you, so you won't have to actually do much of that. So this website is using that form, and I have a rule in place for that form. If I come down here to triggers, trigger number 2, website lead form submitted. By the way, triggers it's how we hook into different events that might happen and trigger automated actions. So in this case, what I'm saying for trigger number 2, the rule is when this form gets submitted, the website lead form, the one I just showed you, go ahead and do these couple things on the right. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to send an email. And we're specifying the from and the to and the subject. And then we have the message body. And then down here, basically we've collected a lead. When the form gets filled out, it means we've collected a lead. So I'm sending an email. In this case, I'm sending an email to the client, my client who might be using this, and telling them, hey, we just collected a lead. This is the details, so on and so forth. The next action down here is we're putting an opportunity on the opportunity board, and we're going to create the opportunity in the first stage, new lead. Okay, and then the next action is we're going to add this contact into a campaign, and that campaign is campaign number 1. We could add them to any of the campaigns we want, but in this case, we're doing number 1. Okay, so with that all being said, let's go see what this looks like. I come back to the website. We already know what's going to happen. So Mr. Customer lands here. Either they saw a Facebook ad and they clicked learn more and it took them to this page, or this is actually your website and they did a Google search and they found you. Here is where they ended up. Or, you have this form embedded somewhere else. You can embed this form on any website, anywhere you want, doesn't matter. But anyhow, they get to the form and they fill it out. I'm going to go ahead and just use my information. Let me type this in real quick for you. This is a test from Brian. Okay, click get my estimate now. So what's going to happen is the form submitted, and it took me to step 2 in the funnel, which is the thank you page. Remember, I said this was a 2-step funnel, and we were looking at the first step, but now we have the second step. And so I just got a text message, and let's take a look at that. This goes to my phone, but I use an app called My SMS, which takes the text messages that come to my phone, and it allows me to access them here on my browser. So it says, "Hi, Brian, here's a link you can use to book your appointment." And then there's a short link here, a booking link. So let me just reply back and say, your offer sounds good. Tell me more, right? Something like that, whatever. So I'm going to send that off. And I'll come back here to the system, and let's just go to the dashboard. And you see we now have a 1 here. So we have 1 new opportunity, and we see 2 graphics here. One is a funnel diagram showing that we have 1 lead, and that lead has only made it to the first stage. I'm getting a notification from the system. All right, so let's take a look at the opportunity board now. So we see this new opportunity has, well, it was on the new lead stage first, and when I replied, it moved to the next stage to warm lead. I have an automated rule to do that. So let's go to conversations and see that conversation that we just had. So right here it is, Brian DeVore. And so I've done some testing, so there's some prior conversation history here. I'm just going to ignore that. So the first thing that happened is we got an email, and this was that long introduction email that I was talking about. So we're introducing the company, and then we sent the lead a text message. This is the one we just saw on my phone with the booking link. And then I responded back, your offer sounds good, tell me more. And so let me just send one more. You can see here I can send an outbound message from SMS or email. And I'll just type something here short and sweet, send it off. And I can hit this button to collapse that editor window. You can see right down here, it showed up there, and then you can see over here, I click on that, it came back through on my end on the phone. Pretty cool stuff. All right, so now let's do this. Okay, so Mr. Customer has decided, you know what, I'm interested. Let's go ahead and click this link and book that appointment. So they go to our booking page that we provide in the system. This is all part of Landscaping Accelerator. And let's just say tomorrow, Tuesday, December the 10th at 10 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and pick that time slot. And I'm going to fill out this information. Most of it's already filled out because it's getting the information that I just filled out on the form. So it all looks good. I'm going to book appointment. I get a thank you note here, and is asking if there's anything else I'd like to include here. I'm just going to skip that. And now I have some links if I want to add this to my Google Calendar or my iCalendar. Now I'm getting a bunch of messages here. This is because the text message is a long one, and this My SMS app breaks it into chunks. It's just one big message on your phone, but anyway, it's basically saying, just a heads up, you just got a new appointment, and this would be the message that that you would get, notifying you that, hey, somebody just booked an appointment. All right, so let me close this, and let's go back here. Let's go to the opportunity board, and we should see, yes, the opportunity card has moved to the next stage automatically. And by the way, you can drag this, it's a card, you can drag it manually if you want to. And, you know, at this stage, you now have an appointment on the calendar. Let's look at that. If we go to scheduling and we go to appointments, we can see the appointment is here. It's confirmed. This is the date and the time. I can look at the actual calendar view as well. And it was December 10th, so it's next week at 10 a.m. right there she is. Okay, and let's go to conversations too. Let's check back on the conversation thread so we can see what's happened there. We should have, yeah, okay, so we have the email that went out and the text message letting the client know what happened there as far as the appointment time and so forth. All right, so what else can we show you? you probably get the idea now. Basically, we can do an awful lot with the software, and when you start to use this, you can integrate it with your website. If you already have an existing website and a contact us page, you can set it up so that the form on that page forwards your leads into here. You can set it up with your pay-per-click ads on Google or Facebook. And even if you're doing Facebook lead ads where the form itself is a native form on the Facebook platform, you don't have to send people to a landing page. You can just integrate with a third-party tool called Zapier. It's very easy to do. Actually, you don't even have to do that. We have a direct integration. If I come down here to triggers, trigger number 1 is Facebook lead form submitted. So if I click on that, you can actually choose the form on your Facebook page that you're using in your Facebook ad. And then when somebody fills out that form, you can have them do all the same things. So that's about it. If you're interested and you would like to book a demo and learn more about how this tool can help you and help your business, I'd be happy to show you anytime. My name is Brian DeVore. Thanks for watching.